So we will get right into then conducting the election of chair. So because we're holding this via Zoom, if there is an election, what I'll do is ask everyone to email me their vote. It will be held in confidence, and I will delete the ballots or the vote once the process is completed. So I will call for nominations for chair of the Alberni Valley Regional Airport Advisory Committee a first time.
Don't everybody jump in.
So just looking for a
Thank you.
nominator.
I have my hand up. It's Penny.
Oh yes, Penny, sorry.
I nominate Mike Rattan.
Mike, do you accept that nomination?
Yes.
Great, thank you. And I'll call for nominations a second time. We don't know how. And I'll call for nominations of chair for a third time. Great, there being no further nominations, I declare Mike Rattan, chair of the Alberni Valley Regional Airport Advisory Committee for 2022. Congratulations, Mike, and I'll turn the meeting over to you.
Thanks, Wendy, and thank you to the advisory committee. Yeah, it's an interesting journey on this. And we do have a few things to do this morning, and I welcome all of you. I welcome our special guest, Darren Hansen, who is going to talk, as you can see in the agenda, is going to talk about the open house for the airport in mid-June. So we have the agenda in front of us. A motion to approve the agenda would be in order.
So moved.
Okay, as seconder, Shelley, thank you. Anybody opposed? And I declare it to be carried. We have the minutes from our last meeting, which were from November 16th, 2021. We need a motion to receive those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Dan. Any seconder? Ron Corbeil, thank you. Anybody opposed? Any concerns? Okay, I declare it carried. Thank you. So we'll move right into the delegations, and I introduce Darren Hansen, and Darren is with the Alberni Valley Regional Airport Flying Club, and he's coming to talk to us about plans for the open house, and we discussed this you know, and how we could work with the flying club in order to make this day a reality. Finally, COVID has allowed us to actually do something where there's numbers of people out there, and we've been waiting a long time to be able to do this. So Darren, I turn the meeting over to you to talk about your plans and maybe describe the ways that that this committee and the regional district can assist.
Okay, thanks, Mike. My name's Darren Hansen. I'm with the Alberni Flying Club. We proposed open house on June 12th. This year, it's on a Sunday. It'll be from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. And things we'll be looking at for you guys is ideas on advertising and what would you like to see on a poster. There'll be a media release probably to the Alberni Valley newspaper and to the Peak. And also if you guys are interested in speeches, we can have some people that are from the airport, from the ACRD, from your committee, and whoever else might want to come forward. So that's just some ideas there. Thought of also having a meet and greet table. We could man that. If you guys want any information put out, maybe a member of your committee could be there as well to answer questions. I'm starting to line up some displays. We got the Soaring Association interested, Colson's, Viking Air, who have done quite a fair bit of training at the airport. We are talking about bringing up their Twin Otter for display. I've contacted the 442 Squadron and Comox for a Cormorant, and maybe an Aurora flyby if possible. So hopefully that's on the agenda. I've talked to the skydive people over in Qualicum, and there we'll do a paradrop for display purposes. And then I just thought of some other people. Ocean Outside Air is a charter outfit in Qualicum. Sealand Flight School is the closest flight school to Port Alberni. The ACRD themselves might want to display, and then the Flying Club. Also, some others would be maybe the Thunderbird Fire Crew can get on board. And then we're looking at some aircraft coming in. I've got some people from out of town looking at some bigger aircraft, and maybe approach the guys in Victoria with they have a Catalina PBY. Maybe possibly bring that up. Yeah, and any questions so far before I continue on?
I do have a question for Jenny, because I know it's going to come up, and that is we had a bit of money that we could use towards various things at the airport, and one of the things we spoke about last year was whether or not we could use some of this money to support this open house day. Jenny, have you had a chance to look into that and see how much money might be available?
Yeah, Mike. So I'll confirm this with Mark actually, but we have allocated $5,000 for committee expenses. And since we're doing things on Zoom and there's really no other expenses that we see, that I can foresee for the committee. So outside of other activities like signage and things like that, which would be in other budgets, I can see the $5,000 for committee expenses would be used for this open house, I would believe.
Okay, Darren, would that be?
I think that should be sufficient. I think the things that would cost us, I'm looking at porta potties. I'm not sure how many I would get, and then might need a PA system. And then I was thinking of entertainment, but I'm not sure if everybody would be on board with that. Just maybe a couple, like down at the Harbor Key, they do on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then that's about it. And then maybe just the brochures and the posters. We have a guy in our club who runs a kind of a graphics company, so he's willing to produce the poster for us. So we just have to come up with the idea or what we want on it. So.
Well, there are a number of notice boards all over town. It'd be good to be able to put some posters up.
Yeah, a lot of
particularly in the grocery stores, because everybody ends up shopping for groceries. Ron Corbeil.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Darren, are you familiar with the group? Their acronym is TEAM. It's a emergency evacuation group. The Strathcona Regional District just recently donated a bunch of money to them. The truck loggers have.
Okay.
I think they'd be interested in.
Okay.
But I'd be very interested in seeing, like, the idea behind them is they bring the doctor to the patient, whether it's a logging injury or a small community where it's difficult to get people out.
Okay, yeah, we can approach them and see if they're interested in doing a display. That'd be great. So yeah.
And Darren, in terms of a sound system, we can organize a sound system through Alberni Teens Can Rock. They have a really good sound system, and it's highly mobile. And the only thing that they charge for is a donation to that group, Alberni Teens Can Rock.
Okay.
And usually it's a $250 donation, so it's not super expensive.
Yep, and that's a good cause. So great.
One point, Shelley.
Sure. I just wondered about, sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm Shelley Crest from the Port Alberni Port Authority.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about advertising beyond our community, given that we're wanting to sort of open things up and let other communities know about our airport, and also potentially attract other tenants and stuff. So I'm just wondering if we can broaden somehow the advertisement for the event through, for example, other airports or those kind of networks?
Yeah, but we kind of have a network going already, and we've done fly-ins in the past. So we set it all throughout BC through the BC Aviation Council. So all those airports and clubs and pilots will know about it. So and quite a few of them come in. In the past, we've done Mars tours. We did that for several years, and we had quite a turnout. So, yeah.
Okay, Penny has your hand up.
Yes, thank you. I was wondering about any kind of First Nation involvement. We have talked about this with our committee in the past, and just wondered if First Nations had been approached, or if there's any way that we can get First Nations involved and the community at large. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to, we could send out an invitation for them as well. So.
Brandy, you're out there somewhere. Any thoughts from you in terms of how we could work together on this?
The easiest way is to have an invitation go to both bands for a welcome or a prayer. I can't speak for our dance group as they're separate from chief and council here, but I can always ask, but I know Sashot usually has dancers that come out.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Mike, I'm not sure what the anniversary of the airport is. I'm thinking we're either at 30 or beyond. So it would be nice to know that.
Well, if Mark doesn't know off the top of his head, he can certainly find out for us.
Yeah, that'll be nice to know for when we do the event. So I just had a couple other things on the event itself. Probably need to open up the parking area that the drag race people put in. There's just some barricades we need to move. The flying club will control the aircraft parking and keep the public separate from the traffic on the ground, on the taxiways. Looking at food vendors, maybe getting 2 food trucks. I thought maybe the community-based club, maybe the Kiwanis might be interested, and I'll approach them. And if anybody has any other ideas, that'd be great. And then also looking at service club, maybe to help with the security. I'm thinking maybe the Air Cadets over in Qualicum or another club in town. And then lastly, we maybe could think of maybe a handout or activity for kids. So, yeah. So
the wrestling club has often helped with parking, certainly at fall fair time.
Yep.
And they're great. I mean, check with John McDonald, and he can certainly point you in the right direction on that one.
Yep, sounds great.
Wendy?
I just wanted to let you know as well, Darren, that we now have a communications coordinator at the regional district, Heather Thompson.
Okay.
So we also have a Facebook page, so she could also give you some suggestions if you wanted to reach out to her
Okay.
on how to get the word out, and we could share it on our
Okay.
Facebook page and our website.
Great.
Okay. And Penny, your hand's up.
Thank you. What about, does the regional district or the flying club or anybody have any kind of like t-shirts or pins or anything like that that could commemorate this grand opening of our new airport?
Are you thinking to sell them?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we could look at that and maybe make up a design or whatever. We've had hats in the past and stuff like that. So more than happy to do something like that.
Well, it just so happens we have a great connection to Gel Design, so we probably have a place where we could get them put together.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe even a card that people get at the door, just something free to commemorate this day.
Yeah,
I don't know if something, pin or a brochure or something, or
what about are you thinking like celebratory cupcakes or anything? We could do cupcakes with a a plane on it and talk to the Quality Foods. You know, so much easier to give out a cupcake than it is a piece of cake.
Yep. Okay. Some good ideas.
Can I just make one more thing? Do you mind? Darren, I wondered, are you going to offer flights or glider plane flights?
I'm not sure at this time. We're going to be meeting on Sunday. We'll discuss it in the club, but we have in the past. But if this event's a lot larger, then it could be, you know, we're going to be busy just with the event itself. And I'm not sure what the Soaring Club has in mind as well. So they'll probably be doing some display and then some flying displays. Or yeah.
Sure, and you may want to consider, and it may not be an option in terms of insurance or those kind of things, but some sort of draw if you don't offer sort of
on that particular
flights.
Yeah, we've done that in the past. We've had the Kids Heritage Day, and then we had a raffle, and then had 3 kids come out. We took them up for a plane ride. So yeah,
it's always a popular thing. So
yeah, we could do that for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And then, you know, the city actually has someone involved in communications as well. So if we get it organized early enough, when they send out the you know, the bills for water and what have you, there's one coming up before too long. Then it goes to every household in the valley or in the city that uses water. So
yeah,
it's another way to get the information out.
Sounds great.
Ron, is Alicia still, is she back in working now, or is she still on mat leave?
I believe she's back kind of on a part-time basis.
Okay. Okay, so it's a matter of connecting with the city and saying, and seeing what's available. And what the deadline would be then, Darren, in terms of, do you want me to take on that? I can phone and find out, and I'll send you a note.
Maybe if you and I get together with maybe one other member from your committee, and I'll get one other member from the club, and then we can iron out the fine details.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll be in touch. We can set up a date and have a meeting after our club meeting this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, people on the committee, members of the committee? They're great suggestions. Penny, your hand's just gone up.
Yes, I think that we had some volunteers at a previous meeting that said that they would like to be involved with this. So just maybe we could check back in the minutes and see if that was true.
Okay.
They could at least have a conversation and give some information to pass along if they're still interested. Thanks.
And I'm sure as many members of this committee that can make it on that day will want to at least make an appearance, and we'll figure out, you know, who's going to be speaking and who's going to say what, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. The more the merrier. That's great.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and I will check. I'll check with Alberni Teens Can Rock on that sound system for you.
Sounds great. And thank you, everyone, for looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Mike.
much, Darren, for your time.
Yeah. Thanks to the committee. Bye.
Okay. All right. I think that was our only delegation, so that was good. And there is we're on to our next item then, which is a request for a decision. It's the annual review, the Alberni Valley Regional Airport Advisory Committee terms of reference. And those were provided in the agenda. And I'm not sure how much time you've had to review those. Any questions, comments, concerns, any suggestions for changes? Penny, your hand's up.
Thank you. just to say that I've had a request from the Sprout Lake Fire Department for Chief Mike Can wanted to be a part of this committee regarding, it would be of interest to the fire department to know what's going on out here.
Okay.
So that would have to go to the regional district board, I think, for
Yes.
approval.
I would think so. They control the terms of reference.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would
Yeah.
like to make a motion then that we include the representative from the Sprout Lake Fire Department on the Alberni Valley Regional Airport Committee.
Okay, is there a seconder? Ron, thank you, Ron Corbeil. Anybody with concerns on that one? Wendy?
I just wanted to correct that this committee actually falls under the Alberni Valley Committee. So Alberni Valley and Banfield Committee. So we would take a recommendation to that committee and then they would recommend, we would amend the terms of reference upon recommendation from that committee and take it to the board.
Okay,
So just for process, that's.
just for process. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Appreciate that. Penny?
Could I then change my motion then to include that?
Yes, I will add the recommendation to the Alberni Valley and Banfield
Okay.
Services Committee. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So on the motion, anybody with concerns? Then I declare the motion passed. And but back to that, Wendy, how does that change the motion that's in front of us right now? Do we have to put a pending into that?
I think we're good. What I'll just, if the committee is good with it, we'll just say terms of reference reconfirmed with the one recommended change to membership. So I think we're good. If the committee's good with that, that's how I'll move forward with it.
Okay. So did we have a mover and a seconder on that motion? I don't think we have yet. So
Director Cote and Director Corbeil. So
okay, good.
yes.
Any concerns with adding that piece? Then I declare the motion carried with that one amendment.
Great.
Okay, we're on to reports then. This is a really exciting time for us because we get to find out what's been going on since we met in November. Mark Fortune, I turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. I'm reporting live from the passenger seat of my car in Nanaimo, so hopefully you can hear me okay.
Are you near the airport?
No. Just to start off, the airport at the current location was opened in 1993. So you're just shy of your 30th year anniversary on that one. So
Okay.
You're close. 29 though, 29.
Yeah.
And then our major infrastructure work was completed basically 2017. So a couple points there. So an AVRA update for you. We've been working on a business case for expansion at the site. As you know, all of our lease lots are currently subscribed, and we don't have any room for future lease applicants. So we've developed a business case with Mark Duncan, Arrow Edge Consulting, and I was trying to get it for you for this meeting, but it's not quite finished yet. It should be finished by the end of the month. So you'll see that shortly. We're also talking regarding TELUS and internet access, high-speed access. I am still waiting for a build design from them. We've been going back and forth. It's been a very slow process, but it is moving forward slowly. Another thing we have going at the airport right now for 2022, we have, we're working in conjunction with the Tofino Airport. We're putting in 2 maintenance facilities, one in Tofino and one at Port Alberni. So we're hoping to try and tender that in April, and we should have construction of that completed hopefully by the end of this year. That'll allow us to keep some of our winter maintenance equipment in storage undercover, so it's not deteriorating in the atmosphere like we're currently doing with our sweeper. Another thing that's happened, which has taken a long time, the Colson Group has installed new septic facilities at their lease holding. That has taken literally a couple of years to come to fruition, but that has been installed and we've got the plans in place. What that allows is them to continue with their development because we've been able to hold their feet to the fire with the septic system, and now they can move ahead with some of their development. Now they have a proper septic system in place. A couple of things we've also got on the go. We've purchased a bunch of culvert and just finishing off purchasing the remainder of the fencing for the site, and we hope to have those installed probably in the fall. So we're trying to basically enclose the airfield as much as possible to cut down on the deer migration that we've had quite a few of in the last year.
So for that fencing to be completed, Mark, that means that Dolan's has to move their scale, right?
That for the proper fence line, yes, Dolan's would have to move their scale, but we will work on a roundabout fix in the short term because we're still having issues with Flynn Row and the province on where their scale can actually go.
Oh,
so that's
they've already put in the pad for the new scale, as far as I know.
Yeah, but the pad for the new scale is not in an authorized location according to.
Okay.
So it's a jurisdictional issue in the fact that we've got, on one hand, we've got the province issuing mining permits, and on the other hand, we have forestry denying those permits, and then we're sort of stuck in the middle because we don't even have a lease with them. That's a higher up level discussion, and there have been inroads on that with Daniel as well. So it's just going to take time.
Okay.
And just basically, quick and short, we're looking forward to that June 12th event, and we'll be able to assist as much as possible. We can bring in some equipment from the coast that we usually bring in for winter maintenance as part of a static display. And I can work with Darren on a lot of the smaller components, basically public safety, and how we're going to go about arranging parking and things like that.
Any progress on what you were doing related to providing access to customs for Colson's that they were concerned about?
We have made inroads with that, but we've had a flat out refusal from customs at the moment because they are understaffed and they're still going through the COVID issue. I don't see any movement on that until at least 2023.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions, members of the committee? All right, well, Mark, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And I appreciate the report. It's succinct and it's fascinating to hear what's going on in the background. I really appreciate the time.
Yep.
Ron Corbeil?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Just a question, Mark, you alluded to with the new septic system, it'll allow Colson to do some expansion. Are you able to elaborate on that at all?
Sure. Colson's installed when we expanded the taxiway system, it was noted that the new taxiway system by the Colson facility, they had basically put their initial or their very original sewer system right in public space where the taxiway was going to go. So we had to make them install a new system on the other side of the taxiway, basically the north of the taxiway. And they built the same system as they had originally. But what's happened, because they've had so many more people working in that facility, and I tried to get numbers from Britt last week, but they're probably up and around the 50 to 70 person range for staffing. The facility was basically designed for 20 people at the max. So we had overflow issues with that system. It was basically under the gun. So we had asked for many years for either repairs or upgrades to the system. We finally had that completed last month. So they've got 3 cells now instead of one single cell. and we no longer have a sewage discharge issue on the public lands. So that's going to set them up in a great way for their manufacturing facility when that fully comes online, and also for their hangar facility. And I don't have any firm information on that at the moment, but it's been going back and forth between a soft skin structure and a rigid structure for their hangar facility. Once again, that's a Brit question, and I don't have an answer for it. But they are moving ahead, and it's great to see. Mike moving or going back to the initial phase of actually pushing this project forward. All of the jobs that have been created at the airport right now would not have happened if we didn't have the expansion for the width and the length of the runway. So, you're already ahead of the curve. Basically, you've already got the jobs in place. It's done what it was supposed to do at a fairly minimal cost to the taxpayer. So I think you're well on the way to success with this whole project. So that's a long-winded answer for septic system. How's that sound?
No, thank you for that answer, Mark.
Okay, any other clarification needed? Once again, Mark, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now we need a motion to receive this verbal report. Shelley, a seconder. Ron, thank you so much. Anybody opposed? Okay, I declare the motion carried. Thank you. There's no late business, and we don't have public participating, so there's no question period. And that means then that we need a motion to close the meeting and move into in camera.
So moved.
Thank you. And a seconder. Dan, did I hear you? Shelley, thank you. Anybody opposed? Thank you very much. Declare we're moving into in camera.